Thrones of Britannia contains many bespoke major settlement maps which you'll encounter in battle as you attack or defend province capitals. This is the city of Dyfflin, or Dublin as it may have looked in Anglo-Saxon times. While packing these cities with period detail, we've also designed them to be interesting, challenging and fun battle maps in their own right. Dyfflin, for example, offers numerous approaches to an attacker, through the gates, over the walls, or perhaps an amphibious assault along this stretch of coastline. The major capture point is sited at the chieftain's hut here on this hill, which offers fortifications for defenders and several potential routes of attack and defence. Much of the city is composed of urban dwellings and farmland, which gives armies a range of terrain to fight in, from tighter built-up areas to more wide open spaces. Analysing the cities in Total War Attila, the engine on which Thrones of Britannia is based, we found that many of them had tight streets, blind alleys and other features that are not best suited to large troop manoeuvres. So our philosophy with city layouts in Thrones of Britannia has been to widen the spaces between hard collision areas, highlighted in white here, and introduce more soft collision areas such as markets and fields which do not hamper troop movement. This design enables players to benefit better from group manoeuvres within the city, moving their troops in force with secured flanks. Now we see an aerial view of Dunkeld, or the town of Dunkeld as it is today, on the banks of the River Tay in Scotland. It offers a wide range of deployment areas for attackers, such as this smaller island where troops and siege equipment have swift access to the lowest tier of walls. A more direct approach at the gatehouse can be made by deploying just beyond this ford here, which may benefit armies with artillery capable of smashing gates. And moving over to the far side of the city now, this illustrates why it's always worth exploring a city's deployment areas in detail before committing your troops. This far gatehouse offers access to Dunkelden's secondary island and the dense conurbations within. Once this gate is breached, the player's army can forge ahead, with some inevitable street fighting along the way, towards this minor capture point. Now, these capture points are a feature of most major cities, and once captured, they confer an army-wide morale buff. Beyond the capture point, there's a choice of 3 different bridges offering direct access to the city centre. These enable the player to plot their army's approach to avoid, or perhaps to meet head-on, any troops that the enemy has deployed there as a final defence. And the heart of this most defensible part of the city is, of course, the major capture point. Around 100 miles to the north lies Loch Ness, best known of course for its aquatic beastie of folklore. On its bank lies the town of Carden, or Urquhart Castle as it is known today. Now this is a completely different city layout again, comprising a tiered, wedding cake style design, which means a long climb for the attackers and a great deal of ground to cover. A choice of 2 gatehouses, or perhaps a simple siege tower assault on the walls, gets the attacking force into the city's ground level, where bitter street fighting is likely to ensue. The attacker then has 2 choices of approach to the second tier, which also offers a morale-boosting minor capture point. Now, given the sheer vertical height attackers must climb to reach the final summit, it's well worth keeping fresh troops in reserve for the final push if they can be afforded. A look at the top tier and its palisade wall reveals the true defensive strength of this city design. An unfettered view across the lower tiers from which archers, skirmishers and artillery can rain down projectile hell on the attackers throughout their entire approach. If your troops make it this far, you'll know you've broken the back of its defences, and it's a short hop to the final capture point. We hope you've enjoyed this brief look at Thrones of Britannia's Anglo-Saxon cityscapes, and you'll be able to conquer them for yourself from May the 3rd this year.